starting at the beginning of our mat. Bringing our feet at the end. Let's just take hold of our toes, our feet, and placing the bottom of our palm underneath our feet so we can just ease the toes back on themselves. So stretching out the balls of our feet, give a little pressure in the big toe, and then move the pressure all the way along to the little toe, and then the other way round, so curling the toes round on themselves. You might feel here or feel a little pricking sort of in the joints, that's fine, but you can feel the skin stretching over the feet. So just giving our feet a nice little bit of attention, stretching through the joints, keeping them nice and supple. And then when you're ready, placing the feet down, nice and evenly. You can feel the pressure on the inside of the foot, all the way through to the outside of the foot, and also into the heel. Holding on to the front of our knees. Sitting up nice and tall, we're going to stretch through the spine. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. And then when you're ready, curling through the spine, slowly lowering ourselves down with control down to the mat. So imagine a chain as if you was to lay a chain along the floor and how each link, our spine's like each link and we're melting into the mat. And then as we get down to the mat, have a nice little wriggle, get comfy, draw the shoulder blades down into the mat. Feet nice and flat, just bring them in a little bit. And we're going to start off with our pelvic alignment. So we're going to take a nice deep inhale through our nose. And then on the exhale, we're going to rotate the pelvis towards us. So it's like we're imprinting our spine into the mat. Just a small movement first of all, and then we'll increase the range of movement. Then let's go to the inhale. We're going to rotate the pelvis the opposite way. So we've got that nice little arch in the lower back. Again, only small movement. And then onto the exhale again, curling round, imprint the spine into the inhale. Rotate the pelvis the opposite way, nice little arch. So loosening up through that lower back, but also focusing on how this movement is it nice and smooth, and what else is being affected as we're moving our pelvis backwards and forwards. Are our legs having a little bit of a wobble as we're going backwards and forwards? Is there any little jitters or judders? So just being aware and observing how your body is responding to the rotation through the pelvis. And so we can hopefully try and rectify and try and correct that alignment, keeping that movement nice and smooth. Good. When you're ready, we're going to find that halfway point. So rock your pelvis back to where you think would be neutral pelvis. But what's interesting is when we go to check, seeing whereabouts that is. So hopefully, the more we get used to being in neutral pelvis, then that positioning becomes quite comfortable, quite normal. Then let's move on to our lateral breathing, where we're going to place our hands on our rib cage. Shoulder blades back, inhale through your nose, feel the rib cage opening up nice and wide. And then exhale, relax the shoulders, rib cage closing back in. All the way to the end of the breath. Again, keep that going, nice big inhale, diaphragm's drawing down. And then the exhale, the diaphragm's coming back up, and you feel that exhale coming back up. Well done. Good. Couple more times. We go inhale nice and wide with the rib cage, keeping that pelvis in neutral, shoulder blades back, feet flat, knees pointing up, and then that exhale, starting to draw the belly button down, starting to engage the transverse abdominis, that corset of muscles around our waist, going all the way to the end of the breath. And then on the inhale, relax, nice wide ribs. Again, with that exhale, drawing the belly button down, the transverse abdominis, nice and strong. Relax the shoulders, feet flat, knees pointed up. And then on that inhale, relax. And again, exhale, draw the belly button down. That corset of muscles nice and strong. Now let's include the pelvic floor muscles. So that hammock muscles lower down. We're going to lift. Feels like you're zipping up your belly. Go all the way to the end of the breath. Core is nice and strong. Inhale and relax. Let's go one more time and we'll start some movement. So exhale, draw the belly button down, lifting up the pelvic floor. Hold that contraction nice and strong, still keeping the pelvis in neutral. Go into normal breathing. Our first exercise, we're going to be focusing on our arms, and let's see how moving our arms can affect the body. So we're going to inhale, the right arm is going to come straight up and over, above the head to the floor. So just making sure that we go nice straight movement. Focus on that shoulder joint, how we're moving through the arm or the shoulder. Onto the left side, we're going to inhale, comes up and over, nice and straight through that movement, stretching out the shoulder as we do. Exhale, bring that over, focusing on the precision of that line that you're drawing with your fingertips. Right hand, inhale over, nice stretch in the shoulder. Exhale, lift that back up, still maintaining that nice strong core. Left side, inhale, come over, nice and straight, smooth movement, stretch it out at the end. Exhale, bring that back over. Let's go both arms down. So we're going to inhale, taking both arms up and over. What I want you to be aware of is your rib cage. We want to make sure the rib cage doesn't start to flare as the arms come back over. Draw the rib cage down, so we're still keeping contact to the mat. Exhale, bring both arms over. Keep the shoulders relaxed, try not to take any tension in the shoulders. Most important thing, again, inhale, come over, is keeping the rib cage down. So don't let the arms draw that rib cage up. Exhale, come back over. Core is still strong, knees are pointing up, feet are flat, shoulder blades back. Again, two more. Inhale, come over, nice and straight, smooth movement. Draw that rib cage down, don't let it lift up as the arms are coming over. Nice stretch within the shoulder, the mobility. Hopefully, each time increasing that range of movement in the shoulder joint. Keep the rib cage down. Exhale, bring that back over. Well done. We're going to go straight into some tabletop toe tap exercises. So the core is still engaged. We're going to bring the right leg and the left leg up into that tabletop position. We're going to keep the head and shoulders down this time. We're going to start off with 4 toe taps with our normal position, with our palms facing down on the mat. When we're ready, we inhale, take the right toe. Exhale, pull that up, nice and straight movement. Inhale down, just tap the toe. Exhale, up. No movement in the knee, just pivoting through the hip. Exhale, bring it up. Making sure we keep that spine in neutral, or the pelvis slightly tucked, so we can keep the exercise in the core. Now the arms are going to come out to the side, like in a right angle or how position. Elbows in line with the shoulders. For hands pointing up, let's do 4 toe taps again. Inhale, tap the toe. Exhale, bring that up. Now changing, going over to the left side, changing our arm position. We're now having to bring a bit more awareness to our rib cage, just making sure that doesn't flare. Keep this in the core, keep the rib cage down. Last one on the left leg. Now let's take the arms all the way above the head, and again, draw that rib cage down. Inhale, tap the right toe. Exhale, bring up, relax the shoulder blades back into the mat. Left side, inhale down. Exhale up, last 2. Inhale down, exhale up. Use your breath. Keep them shoulder blades back. Draw that rib cage down. When you're ready, place both feet down. Stretch the legs out really long. Nice stretch through the body. Inhale. Now the rib cage can flare. We're going to stretch through the body and slowly release the exhale. Well done. Good. So fascinating how our arm position can affect the connection into our core. So as our arms come over, it brings, if we don't keep this connected, as the arms come over, it's like the ribcage disengages. So we can't fully engage through that core and keep that core nice and strong. So it's being more mindful, drawing the ribcage down as the arms can then manoeuvre around, and that's then keeping that torso really strong. Let's bring ourselves up to a seated position. So tuck the knees in, inhale, exhale, up and cut. Well, bit of a wonky roll up from me. And what we're going to do, we're going to lean back and we're going to be taking the arm, reaching it out, and then bringing it back up to a seated position. So we're going to be incorporating inside into the obliques. I want us to sort of try and increase that range of movement through the arm. Go cautiously first of all, because it is venturing a little bit into the back. So the arms are out nice and long, shoulders down. We're going to inhale. We're going to reach, lean back, taking the right arm behind us. We're leaning out for this exercise. And then we exhale, we bring the arm back through, sitting up. Good. Left side. Inhale. We take the arm back. We reach through. We've got good range of movement through the arm as well. Sitting up nice and tall. Good. Keep it going. Inhale, reach out. Exhale. Use that breath, bringing it up. Only lower down to where you feel you've got that control. You'll know when you're bent out too far because your feet will come up. Well done. Good. 2 more. Inhale, reach out. Nice stretch through into the shoulder. Bring that back up. Last one. Inhale, reach out. Exhale. Bring it up. Let's lean back now. Keep the arms where they are. Just go back to a position where you feel you can hold this in the core. Let's lift the right arm. So we're going to inhale, come up. Exhale. Bring that down. Drop the shoulders, reset them back. Left side. Inhale up. Exhale. Making sure we keep this nice and centered. Keep it going with the arm. Lift the right arm. Exhale, bring it down. Drop the shoulders, reset. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale. Hold this position. Let's take both arms. Making sure our feet don't lift up. Inhale. Keep it in the core. Exhale. Arms come back down. Well done. Good. 3 more. Inhale up. Exhale. Drop the shoulders. 2 to go. We can also feel them hip flexors holding this position as well. Exhale. Drop the shoulders. Reset. Last one. Both arms up. Exhale. Bringing us up to our seated position. Oh, well done. Good. So in the hip flexors there, we felt them quite good, but good within the shoulders and how our arm movement can intensify that lean back by adding that bit of extra weight through into our arms. Okay, so you've got cushion, yeah? So what we're going to do, we have our Pilates ball. It's a nice little stretching one more so. We're going to place the ball round about where our bra strap is, or in between our shoulder blades. And we're going to relax over the ball. We're going to breathe the arms. We're going to inhale. We're going to stretch nicely over the ball and relax that through. Well done. Take a nice deep inhale, stretch. You can feel the stretch into the shoulders as well. We're going to exhale. We're going to bring the arms back over. Engage the core. We're going to slightly crunch this up. Well done. Let's go again. Arms coming back over. Well done. That's it. Inhale. Reach that over. And exhale. Pull that back. Well done. So that nice stretch at the end there. Inhale, come over. And feel the stretch all the way through into the spine, through the shoulders. Exhale. Slightly bringing this into a crunch. Let's go 2 more. Well done. Inhale as it comes over. Stretch that through. Nice and even with the foot pressure as well. So don't give them a little bit of attention. Make sure that our foot placement is nice and even through the sole of the foot. Let's go one more nice stretch, just because it's a really nice one. Stretch it through and exhale. Bring that up. Let's see if we can, from here, we're going to bring this up into our seated position, all the way up. Well done. Good. We're going to go on to all fours. So with our ball, what we're going to do is we're going to use it. Now you can do the same exercise without the ball. We're going to just try and slide the arm through. We're going to be bending in our supporting arm. So it's a bit like our bird dog, but we're going to use it more as stretching through our arms. So we're going to take the arm up above. We're going to inhale, we're bending in the elbow. And then we exhale, we bring that back up. Then we're going to go the opposite way, or meaning we're going to go underneath now into and thread the needle. So we're going to lower this down. So the same exercise, well done, without the ball as well. Bringing that back up. So controlling, if you haven't got the ball, then we're controlling that movement, taking the arm, so the hand is in contact with the mat, lowering down, so we've taken that into the stretch, into the arm. As we bring that across into that, thread the needle, well done. We've got that stretch through into the shoulder. Exhale, bringing that up. And again, forward, rolling out onto the ball. Increase that stretch. Exhale, bring it up. Well done. Let's go the thread the needle one more time. Inhale, over. Exhale, bring that up. And swapping the sides. So, placing the hand on the ball, or as I say, even without, we can do this. So we're going to inhale, or a tennis ball would work as well. Something that we roll out, that you can keep that nice, small, smooth movement. Exhale, bring up, underneath, into thread the needle, bending in the elbow, lowering that down, taking that into the stretch that you like, and going forward again. Inhale, forward. And also, while we're doing this, try not let the belly drop. So keeping that engaged. So we're keeping the torso, the spine in neutral. Exhale, come up. Let's go one more on each side, or each direction. Inhale, lower down, making sure we don't let the belly drop. Exhale, up. One more time underneath. Well done. Inhale, down, nice stretch. Exhale, bring that up. Well done. Good. So just working through that range of movement. With the ball, without the ball, we can get that stretch through. And even as I say, you can take that through. You can feel the stretching in them shoulders. Good. Our shoulders are going to be so loose at the end. Or rather that, we're really going to hurt tomorrow. But well, this next one, we're going to load up the shoulder now. We're going to do one of our sort of harder exercises, and we're going to do bear to plank. So we're going to go back and forward between them two positions. Our bear, let's just double check. Let's check over our positioning for our bear. So we've got our toes tucked underneath. Our bear, our legs are coming up. So we're not going to be pushing the knees out. We're not straightening out through the legs. And you know when you're in the right position because your quads are screaming at you. So let's just have a little practice. Inhale, exhale. Let's lift up the knees. Adjust yourself so you get nice and comfy. Also, I want you to adjust your pelvis. So we're not tucking the tailbone under. We're aligning the pelvis or the spine, slightly turning the tailbone up and making sure that the bottom is far enough back. And that's then we know when we're in the bear position. So now let's walk it out to plank. Inhale. Well done. Let's walk it back to bear. Exhale. Now let's readjust, making sure we get that bear position. So turn the tailbone slightly up, not too much of an arch, just keeping that spine in neutral. and the bottom goes back slightly. Walk it out to plank again. We inhale out. Nice and strong into our plank position. Don't let the belly drop. Walk back on the opposite hand that you walked out on. Well done. Good. Change it up a little bit. Nice and alignment through the spine. Walk out on the opposite hand. Well done. Nice and strong. Let's go one more. Bring it back into our bed. Adjust. Set the shoulders. One more time. Out into our plank. Ooh, it's burning now. And back into our bear. This is the last. This is it. Neutral pelvis. Hold. And bring that down. Ooh. Well done. So we've loaded up the shoulder, worked through, give them a nice little roll through, but a good all-body workout as well, especially into them quads, and maintaining, as I say, when we was in that bear position and sort of coming backwards and forwards, having that moment to reset, readjust the pelvis, so we keep that neutral spine. Okay, now up onto our knees. We're going to be leaning ourselves forward. Now, if we just lean forward, we're going to topple. So as we lean forward, we're going to push the bottom back ever so slightly. So we still keep our centre. We're placing our palms up, or we've got our arms facing behind us. Our palms are up. We're going to do some pulses, a bit like hundreds exercise. So what we're going to do, we're going to inhale for 5 and exhale for 5. And we're going to go to 30 of them. So when we're ready, relax the shoulders back. Let's start off with our inhale, and then we'll start pulsing on the exhale. So inhale, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Core strong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Woo! Good. Well done. Just stretching out the back of the arms. So just linking the hands, drop the chin to the chest, draw the shoulder blades apart. Take a nice deep inhale. And slowly release the exhale. Okay, so a lot of the time we do child's pose. So now what we're going to do is a positioning called puppy pose. And the difference with the puppy pose, when we do child's pose, our bottom is back on our heels and we fold that forward, and our focus is around our hip area. And what we're going to do, and so as we do, yes, there's a little bit of stretch in the upper body, but we're going to take this into puppy pose where the thigh bone is upright. So as we go into that stretch, it almost feels like we're sort of disconnecting the hips from the rib cage. So we're letting the rib cage hang. We can feel nice stretches through the hips and into the back, but also we're able to give the shoulders, we can add a little bit more stretch into the shoulders now. We've got a little bit more pressure in the arms. We've got the bottom upright, or the thigh bone upright. We feel that nice stretch through the lower back or the middle part where the rib cage is. And it's to say, it feels like sort of stretching or disconnecting the pelvis from the rib cage, just allowing that to hang. And let's just remember our breathing so we can try and relax if it starts to feel a little bit achy in this positioning. So nice big inhale. Slowly release the exhale. Well done. When you're ready, start to walk that back up. Well done. Good. Ooh, good one. So may still be just stretching and some of the positioning and smaller moves, but they still are because we're sort of working them smaller muscles. They're really quite challenging. Let's bring ourselves into prone position, so laying on our bellies. We're going to place our fists in the middle part of our back. We're going to slightly press our finger and knuckles into our back, not too hard, just make sure they're sturdy, they're not going to move. Shoulder blades nice and relaxed. Elongate through the legs nice and straight. And what we're going to do, we're going to lift up the elbows. So we're going to inhale. We're going to exhale. We're going to lift up the elbows. We're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Keep the knuckles into the back. And then inhale. Rest them back down. So with my head, I've just got my chin on the mat. I'm trying to keep my spine as nicely in line as possible. Exhale, squeeze, lifting up the elbows. Inhale, down. Now, as we're going through the exercise, we're going to have a dominant arm. I want you to think about that weaker arm equally moving through. So the dominant one knows where it's got to go, it's going where it needs to be, but that weaker one is sort of lagging behind a little bit and it's not quite engaging. So we need to make sure that both arms are lifting up nice and strong, evenly. We've got symmetry all the way through the body. Exhale, squeeze up, inhale, well done, down. Couple more, exhale, bring that up, and inhale, down. Fab, well done. Just slowly bringing the arms back round on themselves. Then we're going to grab hold of our blocks. And we're going to place our blocks on the lowest height. We're going to place them. So if we put our hands on top of the blocks and we reach out, that's the distance where we're going with them. And we've got about, I think, let's go 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock, shall we? We're about there, aren't we? 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock, if our blocks were on a clock face. So our hands are now going to come into the middle at 12 o'clock. And we're going to slightly do a chest lift. So we're going to inhale, exhale, we're going to lift up the chest. And now what we're going to do, on our exhale, our arms are going to jump over either side. So we're going to take them out to the side. So our hands are then going to go to 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. When we're ready, inhale, exhale, up and over. Well done. So what we need to make sure we do when we do engage through, we need to squeeze the bottom, elongate with the legs, nice and strong through the core. Let's go again back to 12 o'clock. Inhale, exhale, up and over. Relax through the shoulders, reset. Go again, inhale, exhale, over, relax the shoulders. Couple more, inhale, exhale, over. Squeeze the glutes. We need to keep nice and strong through the torso. Exhale, over. Well done, good. Just relax that down. What we're going to do now, we're going to turn our blocks so they're one step higher. Good. We know where we're going with this, don't we? Okay, back to 12 o'clock. Nice and long through the body. Squeeze the glutes. We're going to add that chest lift. So we've got the exhale. We're going to inhale, exhale, up and over. Well done. Good. Go again. Inhale, exhale. Back to 12. Inhale, exhale. 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock. 2 more. Well done. Relax the shoulders each time. Squeeze the glutes. Last one. Well done. Good. Now, up. Highest level. Or, as I say, you can always keep it down if that's where you're comfortable. Arms at 12 o'clock. Let's do another 4. Inhale, exhale, chest lift. Inhale, exhale, arms up and over. Well done. Really feel that in the core. Hold that nice and strong. Inhale, exhale. Relax the shoulders. We've got 2 more. Inhale, exhale, over. Relax the shoulders. Squeeze the glutes. Last one. Fantastic. Well done. Good. Slowly bringing our elbows underneath. Lifting up hips. Just take a moment into our child's pose. Want to relax through. Stretch the spine. Inhale. And slowly release the exhale. Well done. Good. Let's finish off with some standing up exercises. So we're going to stand feet hip width apart. Our knees are slightly soft. We're going to be pivoting the upper body. So the bottom is going to be going back so we can hold our center. Our arms are going to hang down. So they're just heavy, heavy, heavy weights. And that's what we're going to imagine that we've got. We imagine that we're lifting up a big, heavy brick or big weight, okay? And so it's a bit like when you see the masked man and they look like they're pushing something really strong. When we're ready, we're going to inhale, we're going to exhale, we're going to draw this weight up to our chest. Exhale, elbows are coming up nice and high. Inhale, relax that down. So I want it to look like you're really lifting something heavy. Squeeze, keep that core strong, don't let the belly drop. Inhale, come down. Focusing on squeezing them shoulder blades together behind. Inhale down. 2 more, exhale. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale down, make sure both arms are working symmetrically. Well done. Inhale, down. Arms are going up, past our ears, pointing up diagonally towards the ceiling. We're going to draw the elbows back. Inhale, exhale. Elbows come back, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And again, inhale, arms diagonally up. Go again, exhale, squeeze. We want a nice flat back. Don't let the belly drop, but we need a nice flat back. So it's slightly got the pelvis tilted, not to the point that it's pushing the belly down low. Nice and straight through the back. Inhale, reach. Exhale, draw that back. Let's go 2 more. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale. Strong. Well done. Woo, body temperature's literally just gone up in the roof. So good. Let's bring ourselves down. Let's go through our stretch routine. Well done. I find it quite amazing that we can work on them smaller muscles and still feel really puffed on them exercises. So it's about doing them exercises correctly and really engaging, and that's that mindful movement where we're firing them muscles and we're strengthening through the joints. So holding on to the front of our knees, sitting up nice and tall, stretch through the spine, inhale, and slowly release the exhale as we're lowering down. Just give me 2 seconds, I'm just going to check something. Yes, it's all right, it's good. Just wanted to make sure the laptop is plugged in. Lowering this down nice and slowly. Think about that chain as you lay a chain along the floor, and each link by link. And that's our spine, our vertebrae, as we're lowering down. And nice. When we get to the bottom, have a little wiggle. Get nice and comfy. Bring the feet in really close. Let the knees drop out to the side. Soles of the feet together. Just adjust your pelvis so we've got a nice neutral spine. Core slightly engaged. Placing the hands on the inner thighs. We're going to take an inhale through our nose. And exhale. Let the body deflate. Add that little bit of pressure. Shoulder blades back. Well done. A good, nice inhale. And exhale. Let the body deflate. Relax into that stretch. Well done. Engage the core, bring the knees up. Tuck the pelvis, bringing the knees into the chest. Let's stretch the lower spine. So squeeze the knees into the chest. Exhale. Want to feel them hips coming off the mat at the back. And then inhale, release that out. Shoulder blades back. Again, exhale, squeeze the knees in. Nice stretch into the lower back. If you want, take that stretch a little bit deeper. Bring the knees either side. Exhale, squeeze the knees round. Nice stretch in. Good. Open the knees up fully. We're going to reach through to the ankles, taking the feet up towards the ceiling. Lock the arms around the legs. Draw the knees down. Inhale, shoulder blades back. Exhale, relax. Body goes heavy. And again, inhale. And exhale, trying to draw them knees down. Well done. if you're happy here, or going into the next one, which is straight legs, holding onto the big toes, relax the shoulders, inhale, and exhale, relax through the body. Have a little rock from side to side so we can keep that control in the core, and it's a nice little massage across the back. Well done. When you're ready, release the feet, bringing the feet back down. And now we're going to take the hips over to the left, let the knees drop over to the right. We want to bring that top knee up nice and high. Keep rolling over so we can get that knee over to the floor. Use the hand. Open up the left arm behind you, look over the shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. We just breathe into the rib cage. Well done. Go again. Nice big inhale. Pick that knee up nice and high. You can feel that stretch in the hip and the lower back. Exhale, breathe into this stretch. Relax all the way through. You can feel the relaxing into the ribs. And then release. We're going to roll back over. Keep the core strong. Let's lift the hips back into centre, align the spine. And then over to the right. Legs come over to the left. Right knee comes up nice and high. Open up the the right arm behind you, looking over the right shoulder. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, relax that through. Let the body go nice and heavy. You can feel that sort of stretching or sort of relaxing. Try and relax through that rib cage, into the lower back, through into the hip. And when you're ready, bring the knees back together. Engage the core. Lifting up the knees, hips back into centre, have a little wriggle, get nice and straight. Tuck the pelvis, bring the knees in. This time, inhale, squeeze the knees. Exhale, up we come into our seated position. Well done. Then placing the right foot behind the left foot. Right knees coming out to the side, left knees going up. Use the hand behind you, push the weight forward. And then rotate the shoulders round, sit up nice and tall. Either hand on the knee, or let's try and bring that onto the other side. Increase that rotation round. Using the elbow to just try and bring the knee across, feeling that stretch a bit more into the hip. Release, go the other side. That's it, sit up nice and tall. Rotate the shoulders. Use the hand behind you so you push up nice and tall. Arm on the other side. Well done. Imagine a piece of string pulling you up tall. Shoulders back. Inhale. Add that little bit of pressure to the knee across so you can feel a bit more into that hip. And release. Well done. Swivel this round into our child's pose. So we're going to go nice and wide with the knees. We want to try and keep the bottom back on the heels. Also, we're going to go for a flat back, so we're folding at the hips. Inhale. Exhale. Let's walk this out. Bring the rib cage down. Turn the tailbone up. Relax through the shoulders. Take a nice deep inhale. Slowly release the exhale. Try to keep the bottom back on the heels. If you can push your hands away, pushing your weight back into the heels. Well done. Walking that back up. And then bring the knees in. Hip width. Up onto all fours. Hands below shoulders, knees below hips. We're going to let the belly go down to the floor. We're going to look up to the ceiling. Turn the tailbone up. That's our inhale. Now what I want you to do, I want you to start the movement with the tailbone. So you're still looking up, but rotate the pelvis. Then follow that movement through into the middle of the back, through to the neck, and then tuck the head. So just a little bit of different focus on this one. Now I'm going the opposite way, but start the movement with the pelvis. So the pelvis, so the head is still tucked under. Pelvis is starting to rotate through or change through. Then it goes into the spine, shoulders, then into the head. So it's a nice flow through that movement. Again, tuck the tailbone under, then start to come up through the shoulder blades, then across the shoulders and tuck the head under. Well done. Just a little bit of a different focus. Let's bring ourselves to neutral, bringing the right hand into centre. Then the left hand is going up into the air. We're going to reach up nice and long. Inhale, stretch up. Just make sure that when we're reaching up, that arm is all in line with the shoulder and the hand. It's not going back. Okay, now thread that hand. So bring the arm under and relax that down. Stretch the right arm along the mat and roll the hand inwards. And that's a nice little stretch in the shoulder as well. So inhale. Slowly release the exhale. Roll the hand back over. Draw the hand in. Lift up the shoulder. Onto the other side. So right arm up. Reach it up. Like I said, making sure that that hand is in line with the shoulder and the other hand. Stretch. And then under we go. Thread the needle. Stretch the arm along. Inhale. And slowly release the exhale. Draw the hand in. Lift up the shoulder. When we're ready, we're going to go spider hands. We're going to bring this left foot forward. Inhale. Exhale. Step. Adjust yourself. Get yourself nice and comfy. Lean into the knee. Shoulders back. Push into the heel. Gauge the hamstring. We're lifting up the chest. Right arm comes over. Find the thigh. Left hand up. Reach it up towards the ceiling. Stretch. Lean into that knee. Inhale. Exhale, circle the hands back round, take the hips back, lift up the toe, wiggle the foot. Inhale, exhale, take the foot out to the side and lower down onto the knee. And then lower and then slide that back. Keep supporting your weight until you feel comfortable. Keep the weight over the foot and fold it down. So into our pigeon pose, let's try and relax using our breath. Inhale. Exhale, breathe into the hip. Let the body go heavy, relax the shoulders. Well done. Good, one more, nice big breath. And then when you're ready, bring the elbows in underneath. Up onto the hands. Lift up your weight so you can draw that leg in behind, and then we're going to release the foot onto the other side, spider hands, right foot forward, step, inhale, exhale, lean into that knee, shoulders back. Again, inhale, push into the heel, exhale, engage the hamstring, lift up the chest. We go left arm over, find the thigh, right arm up, reach it up towards the ceiling, inhale, stretch. Exhale, circle the hands back round, hands come down, hips come back and toe comes up. Wiggle the foot, inhale, exhale, bring the foot out to the side, lower the knee down into the centre behind the hands and then slide that leg back. Keep the weight over the foot, fold it down, inhale. Exhale, breathe into the hip. Relax the shoulders. And again, one more. Well done. And bringing the elbows in underneath. Then onto the hands. Lift up your weight. Draw the leg in behind and release the foot. We're going up into our downward dog. So we're going to inhale. Turn the toes, exhale, up we come. Let's paddle out the legs, so bend one knee, lean into the hip. And then bend the knee and lean into the opposite hip. Couple more times, stretch it out. Back of the legs. Well done. Lean through, stretch through to the side of the body as well. Both heels down. Push the hands away. And then turn the tailbone up. Well done. Good stretch through. Inhale, exhale, out to plank. Let's control this down. So bending in the elbows. Inhale, exhale. Nice and slowly. Down you come. Relax the shoulders. Turn the toes back. Inhale, exhale. Up into cobra or sphinx. Inhale at the top. Let the hips sink down. And then exhale, Bend the elbows, bring that pec down. Shoulders back, inhale, toes back, exhale, up you come again, into the plank, walk it back to downward dog, push back into the heels, inhale, left foot steps forward, exhale, big step, shoulders back, sink the hips, inhale again, exhale, let's bring it up, focus on your balance, arms come up, reach it up to the ceiling, nice straight back leg, inhale, exhale, down we come, swap the feet, left foot back, right foot forward, sink the hips, inhale, shoulders back, push into the heel, exhale, engage the hamstring, up we come, reach it up, hold the balance, sink the hips, inhale, stretch, exhale, down, step it forward, wiggle toes out, nice straight legs, heels in, toes off, inhale, exhale, bottom down, knees go out to the side, hands together. Try and bring your forearms nice and straight, so they're like on a pole in between your knees. So trying to increase that stretch. Looking up, inhale, exhale, hands come down, bottom comes up, feet come back in. We're going to hold on to our elbows. We're going to inhale, we're going to come round to the side, draw that hip back, exhale back to centre, and then round to the left, nice stretch through, draw the left hip back, right hip back, exhale back to centre, inhale coming up nice and slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, and then we round the shoulders or roll the shoulders back, open up the arms, inhale, exhale, up onto our tiptoes, hold that balance, go all the way to the end of the breath. Well done. Good. Well done. All right.